This is a Aston Martin Victor, and it is the coolest car in the world. Yes, I've done a lot of the most ridiculous car in the world and whatever, but this is simply the coolest car in the world. Why? Number one, it incorporates everything a car enthusiast would want. It has a good styling. It's fast. It looks great. It handles well. It sounds good. It has a lot of power. Most importantly, it drives very well. And it's also quite head-turning. This is the Aston Martin Victor, and it incorporates the Aston Martin 177, the Vulcan, and the Valkyrie into one car, which is what makes this so cool. This is a retro-styled one-off Aston Martin that no one had expected, but it's here. And today I'm going to show you around it. Alright, let's start with the styling of this car. As I said, it's a retro-styled car, and so we've got a retro-styled paint, this brilliant metallic British racing green with retro-styled wheels, and perhaps some Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, newly developed. You've got a big front splitter, acting as a front spoiler too, carbon fiber, a side skirt, side splitter, acting as a aerodynamic sort of weave. Then it sort of looks like the new Vantage or the Vulcan, but then the headlights are brought right next to the grille, which is very interesting, and it's this sort of round shape. And you've got this big U dip here for aerodynamic purposes. Perhaps the air which goes into the vents go out here on this U-shaped thing. The rear end is even more fantastic. Gigantic rear diffuser. You see the side-mounted exhaust. You see a Tesla-styled handlebar, door handle, which pops out when you touch it or something. And I love how they didn't integrate a big spoiler here. It's just seamlessly made into the body, integrated in the body, and looks so great. It looks so retro styled. I love the rear, how can I call this, the rear line, the rear strip. It says Aston Martin, I guess it's vents, and I just love how they integrate and put the rear lights into this strip. The entire car just looks so sophisticated. And the side looks even better with the integrated sort of rear spoiler and all the side skirts and all the stuff. The wheels look really cool, and you've got this retro style Brembo brakes. It sort of reminds me of a Lancia. The entire shape of this car. I love it. It's just so cool. Obviously, more pictures of the car from different angles. It says a Victor here, and look closely to the rear lights. You notice they actually have a sort of pattern and bounces up, which is so cool. And then you've got the rear of the car. When you open it, you can see these suspension stuff, and you can see the interior of the car. It's not a race car, it's a luxury car. It's got this beautiful British racing green and all the stitching and all the piping. Look at this, it's just so cool, the leather and all the stuff. It's fantastic. Look at these little straps. It's like I'm in a leather workshop, in a luxury, thing. It's like I have luxury clothing, but it's in a car, in an Aston Martin. And the interior is a blend of racing, retro, and luxury. Everything is either in this beautiful carbon fiber. Look at that. Beautiful matte carbon fiber. You've got the steering wheel from the Vulcan. And you have this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous British racing green leather with this stitching and everything. It's fantastic. You've got your gear lever here. You've got all these leather straps, and it's just the ultimate blend of racing and luxury. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's so cool. Oh, holy moly. Look at that. The combination of carbon fiber and leather is just so great. They've done such a good job, Aston Martin. Anyway, they will be making just one of these, unfortunately. But let's look at some of the specs here. It has a refurbished carbon monocoque chassis from the 177, which is also where the Victor's front-mounted 7.3-litre V12 engine has been sourced. 750 brake horsepower, and, well, I bet it sounds pretty good. But however, it has been sent back to Cosworth for another throttle, and now produces 836 brake horsepower, 606 pound-feet of torque, without a single bloody turbocharger. How incredible is that? And it drives the rear wheels with a 6-speed manual gearbox. How cool is that? How cool can you have a 7.3-litre V12 engine, naturally aspirated, producing 800 horsepower to the rear wheels via a manual gearbox? Look at the interior. I mean, the person who owns this car just feels like the coolest person in the world. Dang. Aston Martin has nailed this car. Woohoo! Absolutely love it. This is indeed, my friends, the coolest car in the world. And now with that out of the way, let's move on to some other car news. Regarding number 1, the Mercedes S-Class. So, I'm not going to go over the whole interview, but I'm just going to talk about some things. Anyway, number 1, the design makes the car look sporty and agile, he said. I don't think so. But then, it actually has all-wheel steering, which makes it quite a sporty feel, he says, despite the 5.2 meter length. And I'm not going to really talk a lot about this because I want to read all of that. I mean, I didn't read all of that, but you can read it yourself at topgear.com. Just to say, I'm just going to summarize it. This car has a lot of new tech that is unseen before. It has a new design. All-wheel steering wheel. It is more sporty, faster than before. Its technology is going to be completely mind-blowing. Alright, anyway. Next up is some more news of the Gordon Murray T50S. The S is the outrageous 720 horsepower racing version of the T50 in development. Now, they're going to make like a GTR version of the T50. It has 1,500 kilograms of downforce. And there's one moment when they topped 1,900 kilograms at top speed. They use Michelin Cup Sport 2s on forged magnesium wheels. And the T50 would be capable of driving upside down at just as little as 175 miles an hour. That is insane. So 720 horsepower, 12,000 RPM. It sounds pretty good. And wow, I'm pretty amazed. I want to hear more about this car. I bet they're gonna publish this car quite soon. And yes, pretty excited for that. Now, behold, the brand new Jeep Wagoneer. Yes, we'll talk about this later. But the Jeep Wagoneer is finally here. After 3 decades, that's right, 3 decades of waiting, it's finally back. Now with some new styling. Now the original SUV, as you may remember, it is a big, gigantic Range Rover rivaling car. But we didn't really remember it, but now it's back. It's back with a bang. In giant words, it says Wagoneer, with the new vents, the new grills, the new headlights. It has its new side skirts design. The entire thing is futuristic and sporty and off-roady at the same time, and it's also very high class. New wheels, and you've got all these glass panels. I mean, you've got 3 different side windows. The rear looks okay. I mean, the entire car is just so big, it makes the wheels look so small, which is weird. The styling, I'm not sure about it, but I do like all these windows and stuff. As you can see, you've got a big roof, panoramic roof, and it's just like so big, the sky can literally see all of it. As you can see, in big words, it says Grand Wagoneer in the rear. The interior is, what do you expect? It's futuristic. Got a lot of screens, gauge cluster, 1, 2 screens, and then you've got another screen. Technically, it's a bit of an overkill. It's too complicated with all the screens, but they do this, so I guess it's fine. Right, it'll sit 7 or 8 people, and it's pretty high class with all these luxury seats and all these wooden panels. You've got this center console, whatever. Now, let's talk this Wagoneer. This is for the ultra premium. It has 24-inch wheels. Now, they haven't said how big it is, but these are 24-inch wheels, and it still looks teeny beeny wincy small when you just look at the Wagoneer. And so this is going to be a really gigantic car. And yeah, so I don't live in the United States of America, so it isn't technically that big of a news, but I mean, it is quite exciting to see the Wagoneer back after 30 years, so it's quite exciting. Last but not least, the brand new Jeep Wrangler 4xe is a hybrid. So if you know this or not, it's just great off-roader SUV thingy, and it's now a hybrid. So they've added all these hybrid badges with all the blue stuff and the blue wheels and the blue interior. So let's talk about it. It has a 2-liter 4-cylinder combined with the electric motor. You'll get 375 brake horsepower, and it's just really cool. It's not big news, but it's nice to see these off-roady cars get sort of electrified. It also gets a minor update. When you see the interior, you've got these little gauges and the screens. You've got a minor update here. The interior looks futuristic and retro at the same time, which I love. And so that is the end, I guess. Once again, guys and girls, if you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a like. But I'm not going to say any of that because, quick recap, you've just seen the coolest car in the world, literally. I mean, I absolutely love this car with the design language and all these side skirts and the entire color. And just want to mention the interior is absolutely astonishing. Manual gearbox, tick, tick, tick. Leather, leather, leather. Tick, tick, tick. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant car. 800 horsepower to the rear wheels via manual gearbox. Good. You can read the interview of the S-Class itself, but I'm really excited for people to test it because it seems like the real deal. The new T50S, outrageous. The new Jeep Grand Wagoneer, it's fine. And the new hybrid Jeep Wrangler. Thank you so much for watching the EINNOR Show, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.